This is Chief Obiora Nwachukwu. He owns 3 private jets, 2 mansions, and a business empire worth over 500 billion naira. But every night, he sleeps alone in his bed, wondering if the woman beside him has ever truly loved him. What his wife was doing behind his back would cost her everything. And the young maid who arrived with only one bag and a faded dress. She would change his life in ways no one could have predicted. This story will shock you. It will make you cry. And by the end, you will never see love the same way again. But before we continue this incredible journey, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell to stay updated with more heart-touching African stories. The morning sun was pouring through the windows of the Nwachukwu mansion in Lekki Phase 1. Oh! This house was not just big, it was massive. The kind of house that makes your jaw drop when you pass by. Chief Obiora stood on his balcony, watching the gardeners cutting the grass below. At 60 years old, the man still looks strong like somebody in his 40s. Grey hair, yes. But his eyes? Those eyes carried pain that money could not cure. You see, Chief Obiora was not born with silver spoon. No. This man started from nothing. From the dusty streets of Nui, selling spare parts under hot sun when he was just 19 years old. Now look at him. Obiora Motors was supplying vehicles to governments all over West Africa. But success? Success can be a very lonely friend. The sound of heels on marble tiles, koto koto koto, announced trouble before she even opened her mouth. Obiora. That voice. Sharp like broken butter. Madam Adiz Nwachukwu entered the balcony like a queen entering her palace. 52 years old, still beautiful, but her beauty was the cold type. The type that makes you shiver. Brazilian hair sitting on her head like crown. Red nails looking like blood. Silk robe flowing. But her eyes? Empty. Completely empty. Did you transfer the money for my Dubai trip? No good morning. No how are you? Just money. Chief sighed. Good morning to you too, Adiz. She hissed. Abeg, leave that thing. The account is still showing the same balance. Are you trying to embarrass me in front of my friends? I transferred 200 million naira to your account last month. Where did it go? She laughed. Not the sweet kind. The bitter kind. Where did it go? Do you know how much that Hermes bag cost? 15 million. Then shoes, spot treatment, everything. A woman of MY status cannot be looking somehow. The man just stood there, remembering the young trader's daughter from Onitsha who used to cook for him with her own hands. Where did that woman go? Her name was Edeora Okafor. 26 years old. She owned one dress, one pair of shoes, and one small Gonomosgo bag that held everything she had in this world. But what she carried in her heart, that was worth more than all the gold in Chief Obiora's mansion. She did not know that walking through those gates would change her life forever, or that she would soon be fighting for her survival. Tuesday afternoon. The agency sent her. Edeora stood at the gate of the mansion, her stomach doing flips. The bag in her hand was shaking small. Her blue dress had been washed so many times, the color was now looking like sky when rain wants to fall. But it was clean. It was pressed. She might be poor, but she had dignity. Mama Ngozi, the head of staff, looked at her from head to toe like she was inspecting meat at the market. So you are the new girl? Yes, Ma. Can you cook? Yes, Ma. Can you clean without breaking things? Yes, Ma. Can you keep your mouth shut and your eyes down? Edeora swallowed. Yes, Ma. Good. Because Madam Adiz. Mama Ngozi paused, then whispered, that woman has a tongue like razor blade. If you value your job, stay far from her. When Mama Ngozi asked where she came from, Adora's voice became soft like cotton. Oka, Ma. My father was a carpenter. He died 2 years ago. Construction accident. Her voice cracked small. My mother, she is dying. Kidney disease. The dialysis. It costs more than we have. I need this job. I will work hard. I promise. Something shifted in Momandosi's face. Maybe she remembered her own struggles. Maybe she saw her younger self. The room is small. You wake up at 4:30 every morning. No boyfriends. No stealing. No long phone calls. Yes, Ma. That night, in her tiny room with one small window, Edeora knelt beside the narrow bed. She prayed for strength. She prayed for her mother. She prayed that she could survive whatever was coming. She did not know that her prayers would be answered in ways that would make even angels surprised. It was just breakfast. Just breakfast. Yam porridge with smoked fish. But when Chief Obiora took that first bite, something inside him shifted. He had not tasted food like this in decades. It reminded him of home, of his mother's kitchen, of a time before wealth made everything cold. He looked at the young maid who had prepared it. And for the first time in years, he smiled. But somebody else was watching. And she did not like what she saw. 3 days. That's all it took for Edeora to turn the mansion upside down, but in a good way. This girl was working like 3 people combined. By the time others were waking up, she had already cleaned half the house. The dining table that morning. Chai. It was looking like something from 5-star hotel. Napkins folded like flowers. Fresh hibiscus from the garden sitting pretty in a vase. And the smell coming from the kitchen. Even the neighbors could perceive it. Chief Obiora came down for breakfast and stopped. Just stopped and looked. When Edeora brought the food, he raised his hand. Wait. Did you prepare this? Yes, sir. Her eyes stayed down, respectful. He took one bite. Then another. Then he closed his eyes like he was traveling back in time. This was exactly how his late mother used to cook. The pepper, the salt, the fish, everything was perfect. What is your name? Edeora, sir. Edeora. He smiled. The people's daughter. Your parents named you well. Kotta kotta kotta. Those heels again. Madam Adiz appeared like thunder after lightning. So you are now doing job interview with the maid? Should I give you people privacy? The coldness in her voice could freeze hot water. I was just complimenting. You, girl. She turned to Edeora. Go and clean my bathroom. Now. And if you use the wrong product like that useless girl we fired, you will sleep in prison tonight. Madam Adiz had found her target. It did not matter that Edeora had done nothing wrong. It did not matter that she was just a poor girl trying to survive. Adiz needed someone to destroy. And she would not stop until Edeora was gone or broken. The torment started small, like rain before the storm. Edeora. Go to that supermarket in Victoria Island and buy me Swiss chocolate. The specific one I like. That supermarket was 3 hours away in traffic. By the time Edeora came back, exhausted and sweating, Madam Adiz looked at her with disgust. Why did you take so long? Are you using my errands to visit your boyfriend? No, Ma. The traffic. Shut up. When I talk, you don't talk back. Every meal became a war. This rice is too soft. This soup is too peppery. Are you trying to poison me with this fish? But the real wickedness. That one came on a Thursday afternoon. Madam Adiz called Edeora to her bedroom. The woman was sitting at her gold-colored vanity, surrounded by perfumes that cost more than Adora's mother's treatment. My gold necklace is missing. Her voice was calm. Too calm. Like snake before it strikes. Adeora's blood turned to ice water. Ma, I don't know anything about. Liar. Adi stood up. You cleaned this room yesterday. You were the only one here. The necklace is worth 3 million naira. 3 million. And now it's gone. Ma, please, I swear on my mother's life. Your mother. Adis laughed. That laugh was evil. Your sick, dying mother who needs money. You want me to believe that a desperate girl like you did not take it. Tears were coming, but Adeora refused to cry. Search my room, Ma. Search everything. I have nothing to hide. For 3 hours, they turned the house upside down. They searched Adeora's bag, scattered her clothes, even shook her Bible to see if money would fall out. Nothing. Then one of the younger maids found it. The necklace was behind Madam's bedside table where it had fallen. Did Adis apologize? No. She looked at Adeora with pure hatred and said, You are lucky today. Next time, there will be no luck. That night, when Maman Ngozi told Chief Obiora what happened, the man's jaw became tight like rock. Something was changing in his heart. And it was about to explode. What Chief Obiora did not know was that his wife had a secret. A secret so dark, so carefully hidden, that it had been buried for over 15 years. His money was disappearing. His trust was being betrayed. And the man his wife was meeting in secret had plans that went far beyond an affair. This was not just adultery. This was a death sentence waiting to be signed. Every Wednesday, Madam Adis would dress up like she was going to see the president. Full makeup. Expensive perfume that could choke somebody. Designer bag. I'm going to the spa, she would say. But SPA was not where she was going. No. Victoria Island. Room 502. Eco Hotel. The man waiting for her there was Emeka Okonkwo. 38 years old. Handsome like those actors in Nollywood films. Sweet mouth that could convince you that fire is cold. He told Adis he was a business consultant. Lies. This man was a professional thief. A con artist who had been eating Adis' money, Chief Obiora's money, for years. My sweetness, Emeka would call her, pouring champagne that Chief's money bought. When will you leave that old man? Adis would giggle like a small girl. Soon, my love. My lawyer says I can get 40% of everything in the divorce. But that night, Emeka had a different plan. 40% is good, he said, moving closer. But what if you could get everything? How? He whispered, his voice like the devil's. What if Chief Obiora had an accident? A tragic, unexpected accident. You inherit everything. No divorce. No sharing. Everything becomes ours. Adis' eyes widened. For 1 second, just 1 second, she looked shocked. Then, slowly, like poison spreading through water, an evil smile crossed her face. How would this accident happen? Leave that to me. I know people. Professionals. It will look like robbery. Sunday evening when he takes his walk in the garden. Quick. Clean. Nobody will suspect anything. Adis picked up her champagne glass. Do it. They clicked glasses. And just like that, they signed Chief Obiora's death warrant. It was supposed to be a quiet Sunday evening. Chief Obiora walked through his garden, enjoying the cool night air, completely unaware that 2 men with machetes were creeping toward him from the shadows. He had 30 seconds to leave. But a young maid, a girl with nothing, a girl he barely knew, she ran toward the danger when everyone else would have run away. What happened next would change both their lives forever. Sunday. 7:45 p.m. The sun had gone to sleep, leaving only the security lights to keep watch. Chief Obiora loved this time. After dinner, he would walk around the compound, thinking about business, about life, about the loneliness that money could not cure. The security guards were at the gate, far from the garden. Just as planned. At the back of the compound, where the fence had a small hole that nobody had noticed, two men slipped through like shadows. They were not ordinary thieves. These were killers. Emeka had paid them well. Their instructions were simple: make it look like robbery. Leave no witnesses. But God had other plans. In the kitchen, Edeora was washing the last plates when she heard something. Footsteps. But not normal footsteps. These ones were trying to hide themselves. Then, whispers. Her body became cold. Something was wrong. Very wrong. She moved to the window and peeped outside. What she saw made her heart nearly jump out of her chest. Two men. Big men. And they were carrying Jesus. They were carrying machetes. Chief Obiora was standing near the fountain, looking at the stars, not knowing that death was walking toward him. Adeora's mind was screaming, run. This is not your problem. But her heart. Her heart remembered how this man had smiled at her. How he had complimented her food. How he was the only person in this house who treated her like a human being. She didn't think. She just ran. Chief. Chief. Run. They want to kill you. Chief Obiora turned, confused. What? That's when he saw them. Two men, faces covered, machetes raised, running toward him like demons from hell. The first attacker swung his blade. Chief Obiora stumbled backward, fell. The machete was coming down toward his head when Adeora jumped between them. The blade caught her arm. GBM. Blood everywhere. She screamed. Pain like fire burning through her body. But this girl, this brave, beautiful soul, she did not fall. She grabbed a garden rake that was lying nearby and swung it with the strength of 10 men. KPA. The rake connected with the attacker's face. He screamed, stumbled back. Guards! Guards! Help! Thieves in the compound. The security guards came running, torchlights blazing, batons ready. The attackers saw them coming and fled, jumping over the fence like the cowards they were. Chief Obiora caught Edeora as she collapsed. Blood was pouring from her arm like tap water. Her blue dress was turning red. Edeora. Adeora. Stay with me. Look at me. Her eyes were closing and opening. Sir, are you okay? Did they hit you? This girl was dying, and she was asking if he was okay. Chief Obiora's eyes filled with tears. I'm okay. Because of you. You saved my life. Good. She whispered, then fainted. Somebody call an ambulance. Now. Now. Chief Obiora hired the best investigators in Lagos. Within 2 weeks, they uncovered everything. The affair. The stolen money. The murder plot. And the mastermind behind it all, the woman who had shared his bed for 28 years. The confrontation that followed was one the household would never forget. While Edeora was in the hospital fighting for her life, Chief Obiora was fighting for answers. He called his friend, Inspector Chokuma, retired but still sharp like new blade. Find out who tried to kill me. I want to know everything. 2 weeks. That's all it took. These investigators. They were not playing. Phone records, bank statements, hotel receipts, even voice recordings. When Chief Obiora opened that folder and started reading, his hands were shaking. Not from fear. From rage. Transfer to Emeka Okonkwo, 50 million naira. Another transfer, 30 million. Hotel bookings every Wednesday. Pictures of them together. And then, the recording. His wife's voice, clear as day. Do it. Kill him. I want everything. That evening, Chief Obiora sat in the dark living room. No lights. Just him and the folder that contained his marriage's obituary. 8 p.m. Madame Adiz walked in from another shopping trip. Gucci bags, Louis Vuitton bags, everything designer. She was humming, happy like someone whose plan was working. Obiora, why are you sitting in darkness like a wizard? Turn on the light now. Leave it. Something in his voice made her freeze. This was not the weak man she knew. This voice had teeth. He held up the folder. Do you know what this is? What nonsense are you? Shut up. His voice was thunder. For once in your life, shut up and listen. She had never heard him speak like this. Never. This folder contains your life, Adiz. Your secret life. Every Wednesday when you said you were going to spa. Eco Hotel, room 502. Emeka Okonkwo. 15 years you have been cheating on me. Her face became white like chalk. The money I gave you for shopping. You were giving it to your boyfriend. Buying him cars. Houses. With my sweat. Obiora, I can explain. And then. His voice dropped to a whisper that was more terrifying than shouting. You tried to kill me. You and that rat you call a lover. You wanted me dead so you could inherit everything. That's not. He threw the recorder on the table. Her voice filled the room. Do it. Kill him. I want everything. Silence. Sign these divorce papers now. Take only what you brought to this marriage, nothing. If you refuse, this folder goes to the police tonight. Attempted murder, Adiz. That's life imprisonment. She signed with shaking hands. By noon the next day, she was gone. The mansion could finally breathe again. Mama Ngozi came to Chief Obiora with trembling hands and tears in her eyes. Sir, there is something you need to know. It is about Edeora. About who she really is. What she revealed next would shake Chief Obiora to his core. Because the young maid who saved his life was not a stranger. She was a miracle decades in the making. 3 weeks after the divorce, Edeora was getting better. The wound was healing, though it left a scar that would remind everyone of her bravery. Chief Obiora visited her every day. They would talk and laugh. She told him about her village, about her dreams of becoming a nurse before poverty crushed those dreams. He told her about his struggles, his journey from nothing to everything. But there was something else happening. Something Chief Obiora could not explain. This young woman made him feel alive again. Not because she was beautiful, though she was. But because she saw him. Not his money. Not his status. Just him. One evening, Mama Ngozi knocked on his study door. Sir, I need to tell you something. I should have said it before, but I was not sure. Now I am sure. What is it? Do you remember, sir, 20 years ago? When you started your charity work through the Catholic Church in Oka? Chief Obiora nodded. How could he forget? It was his first major success, and he had promised God to help one family every year. There was a carpenter, Mama Ngozi continued. A poor man with a brilliant daughter. You paid her school fees from primary to university. You never met them. You said you wanted it to remain anonymous. Yes, I remember. But what does? Sir, Mama Ngozi's voice cracked. That carpenter was Adeora's father. The girl you sponsored, it was her. The room started spinning. Chief Obiora had to sit down. Are you sure? Her father's name was Okafor. Carpenter. From Oka. The daughter's name was Edeora. She went to Queen's College, then University of Lagos, all on scholarship from anonymous benefactor. It was you, sir. You planted the seed that saved your own life. Chief Obiora covered his face with his hands. Tears were falling like rain. God works in mysterious ways, Mama Ngozi whispered. The kindness you showed in secret has come back to protect you in the open. That night, Chief Obiora could not sleep. Not from worry this time. From AWE. The girl who saved him was the same girl he had saved 20 years ago. If this was not God, then what was it? 6 months after the divorce, on a quiet evening in the garden where she had once saved his life, Chief Obiora Nwachukwu, billionaire, industrialist, one of the most powerful men in Nigeria, knelt before a former housemaid. In his hand was a ring. In his heart was a question. And her answer would change everything. The first thing Chief Obiora did was fly Adora's mother to Germany for a kidney transplant. He paid for everything. Within 3 months, Mama Adora was walking again, laughing again, her sickness a distant memory. When she saw Chief Obiora, she knelt down and cried. God will bless you. My daughter told me you are a good man, but I did not know you are an angel. Adora herself was transforming. She was no longer a maid. She lived in a guest suite in the main house. She wore nice clothes. Chief Obiora even hired private tutors to refresh her nursing knowledge. But her heart remained the same. Humble. Kind. Respectful. She still greeted Mama Ngozi with 2 hands. She still went to the kitchen to gist with the cooks. This girl's character was made of gold. One evening, Chief Obiora called her to the garden. Adora, do you remember this spot? How can I forget, sir? This is where God saved your life. He smiled. No. This is where God used you to save my life. He looked at her, his eyes filled with a love so deep it was like the ocean. Then, to her shock, he went down on one knee. Adora. I am an old man. 60 years old. I have wasted too many years with the wrong person. But you showed me what true love is. It is not about age or status. It is about character. And your character, my dear, is the purest I have ever known. He opened a small box. Inside was a ring. Not big and flashy like the ones Adiz wore. This one was simple, elegant, with one beautiful diamond that shone like a star. Adora started crying. Sir, I am just a maid, what will people say? They will say I am after your money. Let them talk. His voice was firm. I have spent my whole life worrying about what people think. Now, I only care what God thinks. And I believe He brought you to me for a reason. He took her hand. Adora Okafor, will you marry me? She looked from the ring to his face, her tears falling on his hand. Yes, she whispered. Yes, I will. The wedding was beautiful. The village danced. The drums played. Adora's healed mother wept with joy. But just as the celebration reached its peak, a convoy of police vehicles arrived. They were not there for Chief Obiora. They were there for the people who had tried to destroy him. And this time, there would be no escape. The wedding was held in Nui, Chief Obiora's hometown. No lucky big men showing off their money. This was a real celebration. The entire village was there. The air was filled with the smell of jollof rice and the sound of laughter. Adora wore a simple white lace gown. She looked like a queen. But a humble queen. Chief Obiora, dressed in his traditional white and red chieftaincy attire, could not take his eyes off her. In the front row, Mama Adora, looking healthy and strong, was dancing and praising God. It was a perfect day. Too perfect. During the reception, as the couple was dancing, a convoy of police vehicles drove into the venue. The music stopped. People started murmuring. What is happening? An officer, Inspector Chokuma, walked straight to Chief Obiora. Chief, sorry to disturb your celebration. We are not here for you. Then he pointed at a man who was trying to sneak away from the crowd. Arrest him. It was Emeka. That useless, good-for-nothing con artist. He had come to the wedding in disguise, planning to kidnap Edeora for ransom. But Chief Obiora's private security had been tracking him for months. They knew his every move. They put him in handcuffs right there in front of everyone. He was shouting, "I'm innocent. I don't know anything." "Tell that to the judge," Inspector Chokuma said. "We have evidence linking you to fraud, extortion, and an old murder case in Port Harcourt. You are finished." Then the inspector's phone rang. He listened for a moment, then smiled. "Good. We have her too." He turned to Chief Obiora. "Madam Adiz has also been arrested in Abuja. As an accomplice to attempted murder, she will face the full wrath of the law." In front of the whole village, the police drove Emeka away. Justice, sweet justice, had finally arrived. Chief Obiora pulled his new wife close. "It is over," he said. Edeora leaned her head on his shoulder. "No, my love. It is just beginning." And as the drums started playing again, they danced under the stars, finally free.